Welcome back to Tonight on Breaking. It's only 9 weeks to the 2023 general election, and Reuters news agency is accusing the Nigerian Army of killing children. Last week Wednesday, Reuters Investigates released a report titled The Abortion Assault. In the report, Reuters accused the Nigerian military of running a mass abortion program in the Northeast since 2013. Reuters is an international media organization headquartered in London that provides business, financial, national, and international news. According to their report, the Nigerian Army carried out forceful abortions on female victims of Boko Haram, many of whom had been kidnapped and raped by the terrorists while in captivity. Reuters claims that the Nigerian Army carried out the abortions after liberating these women and girls from the hands of the terrorists. The report claims that the abortion were done without the women and girls' consent and that at least 10,000 pregnancies had been illegally terminated. Reuters came up with this number after interviewing only 33 women and girls who gave accounts of how they underwent abortions while in the custody of the Nigerian Army, along with reviews on some copies of military documents and civilian hospital records. The reports barely trended on any media in Nigeria. There was no hashtag outrage on social media, and the only response from Nigeria's government came on Monday this week from the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who called the report pure fiction. He accused Reuters of making up these allegations without a piece of singular evidence, citing only anonymous sources and a review of phantom documents. Since they didn't get a response from Nigerians with their report on forced abortions, Reuters tried again on Monday with another report titled Smothered, Poisoned, and Shot. This time, the organization accused the Nigerian Army of carrying out a massacre of children during the ongoing war against terrorism. According to this new report, an estimated thousands of children have been killed by the army while carrying out operations during their war with insurgents. In their own reporting, Reuters says they got this estimate based on interviews with over 40 soldiers and civilians. And then they said, and we quote, Reuters was unable to independently verify each of those estimates. So how is this an investigation? What exactly did you investigate? Did you try to verify the estimates and you couldn't verify them? If you couldn't verify them, then you cannot use them as part of your estimate. Reuters, if you're listening, let me give you an example of how verification and estimates work. Let's say I come and I tell you that I believe you're a very wealthy person worth billions of naira. You ask me, how do I know? I'm not your accountant. So to verify my claim and therefore my estimate, I would need to either find your accountant or figure out how to find your assets and estimate their worth. If I cannot find your accountant and I cannot find your assets, then I don't have an estimate. So Reuters published a report where they made an estimate which they said they couldn't verify. They might as well have just gone on Twitter and posted a tweet. No need to blow out the grammar into a so-called investigative report. Once again, this new report from Reuters generated very little interest in Nigeria's mainstream media or social media. I have no doubt that Reuters will try again to catch our attention, but maybe this time they can try this headline. Canada opened doors to all Nigerians, no visa required. Moving on to some good news, the 21st National Sports Festival concluded last week with 2,652 medals awarded. Delta State came in first place, taking 648 medals or 24% of the total. Bayelsa came in second place and Edo third place. At the very bottom of the list with no medals was Zamfara. Now, to be fair, Zamfara has had a very tough year dealing with bandits, so it's understandable that sports was not their focus. But I would also argue that our National Sports Festival should be more inclusive in the types of competitions we include. If, for example, we had included a competition on negotiating with kidnappers, Zamfara would have scored tops on that. But let's be honest, Delta probably would have won gold in that one too. Now, let's move on to NEITI. NEITI stands for Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, and it's a government agency with a mission to institutionalize accountability mechanisms and processes aimed at instilling a culture of transparency in Nigeria's extractive sector for the benefit of all. So they are sort of like the watchdog over our extractive sector. So if you remember, a few weeks ago, Daily Trust front page alleged that recruitment at NEITI was biased towards the southeast. Now this week, NEITI has its own allegation. The front page of This Day newspaper on Thursday cites NEITI as alleging that 16.25 trillion naira of oil has been lost to theft and sabotage over the 12-year period that NEITI has been monitoring the sector. This clearly is a huge amount, and it almost makes you forget that there's alleged bias in recruitment at NEITI. Almost. In other news, INEC is saying that Nigerians are not collecting their PVCs. As you know, INEC has set aside December 12th to January 22nd for the collection of PVCs by voters at the local government level. But now there are reports of low turnout of people in some of the local governments. Places like the Southeast are experiencing low turnout because of the rising insecurity around the state. Government are also attacking INEC offices. On Monday this week, INEC headquarters in Owerri, Imo State was attacked by unknown gunmen and they burned parts of the building. This is all part of the process of voter suppression that we go through every election cycle. They couldn't stop you from registering, so now the next step is to stop you from collecting your PVCs. If it is safe where you are, make time to collect your PVCs at the INEC office at the local government of your polling unit. They are open during the weekends too. That's all for tonight on Breaking. I'm John Iwodi. Leave a comment and let us know what you think about any of the stories we covered. Thank you.